Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in today's video, I wanted to share this article with you from Fierce Wireless. I think it's a very important topic to discuss and then to break down. And then, of course, for you also to give your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. T-Mobile has lowest ARPA of top 3 carriers. ARPA is average price per account, which these metrics are very important for the carriers. It's ARPA and ARPU. And T-Mobile has the lowest. And they've always had the lowest. And I'll show you the graph below. So this is the current situation on the ARPA. AT&T is at 179, Verizon 173, and T-Mobile, including Sprint now, is at 153. Now, I want to show you guys what it was before they started including Sprint, when Sprint was still separate. AT&T 156, Sprint 187, T-Mobile 144, and Verizon 169. So a big difference there. Sprint likely higher because they had much lower customers and accounts to average out. So theirs was probably the reason why theirs is higher versus everyone else's. But again, Sprint did help T-Mobile go from 144 to 153. And this top one that includes Sprint is now as of Q3. So we will see when T-Mobile reports November 2nd if their ARPA has gone up, or if it remains the same, or if it goes down. So what's interesting about this is the CapEx is kind of in correlation with the average price per account, or just money T-Mobile makes in general. It really dictates the spend on your capital investment. So T-Mobile is going 12 billion, 12 billion, and then they start going from 12 billion down to 9 to 10 billion. Actually 12.3 billion this year. We got to keep in mind, T-Mobile is funding this current capital that's 12 billion, and then 9 to 10 billion off the synergies. T-Mobile does not have enough free cash flow yet to fund an increase. AT&T and Verizon are clearly using their free cash flows to fund an additional increase in the capital investment, to accelerate C-band, accelerate coverage expansion. They are using their free cash flow to fund it. T-Mobile is not. They are using the synergies. So in other words, they're just combining Sprint's CapEx with T-Mobile's CapEx, and then they get to the 12 billion. That's all T-Mobile's really doing here. And in order for them to go from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, they would have to start using free cash flow. Right now, T-Mobile just does not make enough free cash flow to really increase it without having the shareholders scratch their heads. So they have to keep it the way it is until they can start making more free cash flow. Only issue is T-Mobile is guiding by 2024, 2025 timeframe, they will make $17 to $18 billion of free cash flow, yet the capital investment is still listed at 9 to 10 billion around that time frame. So that's either T-Mobile being greedy or they're just too stubborn. We need to start seeing the CapEx go up so we can gain confidence in other build-outs. T-Mobile will have to invest in their own fiber. The owner economics show proof. They have to start doing it. If not, AT&T and Verizon are going to clean their clocks when it comes to peak speeds and increased backhaul. It's just going to happen. They're going to start running 20, 25 gig backhaul whenever that's available across the board on the circuits. T-Mobile's not going to do that. They're not going to pay a third party to go that high on backhaul. Just too expensive. It'll make their operations costs go through the roof. That's why we're, to this day, still not seeing speeds over a gig. significantly over a gig. Even on their millimeter wave, it's barely around a gig. I know there are some where we're seeing 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, but those are special occasions. That's not the norm. So this is good to see that this is being discussed and that it's a topic, because I really think it's important. And we know Verizon is currently working on increasing their average price per account, and that's just going to happen. They're at 30% now, premium unlimited. They're going to get to 50% eventually. That means their ARPU is going to increase. Then you couple that with the fixed wireless, that they're growing that base. And that, of course, is also going to increase the average price per account. And again, they don't offer free lines or give away free lines. They don't offer 50% discounts on lines. So they take in all that revenue that they're growing. Whatever growth they get, they take in all that revenue. AT&T the same. They don't give out free lines. They don't discount line 3 and 4 50% off. They don't do it. T-Mobile does it. Many are now starting to believe that that's the way T-Mobile has been able to grow. And they don't know what T-Mobile's growth would look like without offering free lines and promotions. So, again, T-Mobile has a long road ahead of them to get to those levels. T-Mobile home internet, it will help that. But again, it's a very fine line. They try to increase the price to 60, immediate drop in numbers. Went back down to 50, numbers started going up again. So there's not a lot of wiggle room there. You have to leave it at the 50. T-Mobile realized it. They now leave it permanently at the 50. If they need to increase that, could they drop it to 40? They potentially could. Will they? I don't know. Will they start paying switching fees on home internet as well to get you out of contracts if you are in one? Remains to be seen, but that's another pricey dollar spent to gain customers. So again, a company of the size of T-Mobile now that has to make a large investment to maintain its leadership, and they're in a big network integration, big network expansion. The fact that in year 3, 4, the capital goes down to 9 to 10 billion, that is a problem. The last company that had done that was Sprint. Didn't work. It was not effective in terms of performance increases. It did not slow down the bleeding. It just didn't work. In fact, the bleeding increased. More customers were leaving. It is very important by history in the wireless industry to invest. You have to. In the early 2000s, it didn't work well for Verizon. Sprint had a better 3G network. So investing is important. Spending the most is important. We're seeing it at NFL stadiums. T-Mobile struggles. In some cases, not even providing services in some of the stadiums. So, a long way to go for T-Mobile. Right now, we are barely seeing the start of a large network integration. Metro PCS was a piece of cake compared to what's happening now. Coverage expansion will take them some time. We're still unclear as to what's going to happen with the small cells. T-Mobile says 50,000. What kind of small cells? Are we actually going to see them physically file permits for C-RAN, or are we going to see the small cells that we've been seeing in form of strand mounts? So we'll have to see where this is going to go. They have the lead in mid-band right now, but I'm telling you right now, Verizon is accelerating. They are spending specific dollars for one spectrum band. So we'll see what happens. Maybe by 2023, T-Mobile increases that ARPU high enough to where they can just raise the CapEx to 13, 14 and maintain that. Remains to be seen, but right now that's what they're guiding, 9 to 10 billion. After next year's over, that's the last year they're spending 12 billion. Then it drops. In 2023, it drops to 9 to 10 billion, and they did not give guidance to spend a penny more. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading your comments. If you are new to the channel or you have been on the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.